Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Kirsten, this is where I art and craft, and I'm sorry it's been a while. The hubster is getting better slowly, but he's still not better, and crafting has been something that has been done in snatches rather than sitting down and being able to do something. But I've now got to a stage with this journal, which is I'm using the beautiful papers Another Autumn from Tracie Creative. I've got a stage in this journal where I've got all the bits ready for kind of doing a bit of an assemblage work, making it into a journal. And I thought actually I really need to show you what I've been doing and where I've got to. So let's start at the beginning. All the details for the kit are below. Let's start there. And you'll find a link to Tracie's channel below, a link to Tracie's Facebook group below, and a link to Tracie's webpage below. This is a no-sew journal, and I'm also doing it a bit like a small TN. This is the journal, and I've already assembled it. I've cut some of the pages with my deckled edge trimmer. I've edged it all, inked all, and I had an issue with Mr. Scarecrow, who was slightly too big and his hand was over there, and then when I trimmed I forgot he was so near the top of the page and I cut off his hat. So I just did a smaller one and I've stuck it on that page. So there we go, that's it all the way through. And I'm going to insert here how I did this, just with this, I think it's this page is the one, or it might be this page. Just one page, I'll show you how I folded it and how I assembled to this stage. Beautiful pages. Lots and lots and lots of them. These are the spare ones left over that I'm not using for this particular project. These three I'm still going to use them or bits of them. I've already got this for already done this. I'm making a very different style journal, and I thought I'd show you how we're doing it, because this is the last page of the journal. So what I do is I just fold in half this way, nice burnish is important. Then I fold back again. Then I fold back again this way. And this is the first page, so that means it goes on here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick these two bits together. And that's how we've built up this journal. It's then going to have to be cut, and some bits are going to have to be trimmed because it doesn't always. Sometimes it didn't print straight. That's my printer, not the gorgeous kit. So then the two single pages that I'm trying to measure up with the edge so that it stays pretty level. And that's not brilliant, but it will do because it's going to be trimmed anyway. And this one I don't think it doesn't matter how much I trim off. No. But it does matter that it's so squiffy, because that means, so let's just take that off. Actually, it doesn't matter that it's so squiffy. I'll show you for why when we get a bit further along. So I can't even remember when I recorded that, so oh dear, I should have looked at that before I started doing this recording, but never mind. I hope that's clear. So it basically, you fold it in half with the image on the page outwards, and then you wing fold it back again, and you stick these two together, and then your wings you start sticking together. And the reason I've decal edged these is it's very hard to get a very straight. I mean, a couple of them were bang on, but I'm just decal edging them all. You could decal edge these or cut these, so you could just put the whole thing through and cut it through, but I quite like the fact we've got a variety of pages. My intention is that this journal could be displayed like that as well. And actually, with Christmas coming up, if you wanted, you could almost make it a Christmas decoration kind of Christmas journal, and you could make your journal Christmas tree shaped or snowman shaped or whatever you wanted, and then when it's a journal you can display it over Christmas, and then you can put it away the rest of the year on your shelf or wherever you keep your journals. So what I'm planning on doing, this was an absolutely gorgeous page with 2 woodpeckers on, and this woodpecker is the front, and I've used enamel accents to blacken his eye, and this is the same page as that. I'm saying same page, it's ever so slightly wider, but I don't want it bigger so that it will stand up. So this is the front, and I've just mounted it on a bit of Amazon envelope, and I've been humming and hawing as to what to do on here. I prepared a couple of bits and pieces, let me show you. I've got this word mindful in this jumping, and this started like this, and then I heat embossed this Seth Apter crusty copper, which is WWO3R, and I don't know if the O in brackets means anything or not, from Wow. I just stuck it on and got my heat gun out on it and melted it on, and it stayed on. I wasn't sure if it was going to stay on, but it stayed on. So I just like that. And I also did it, and this is a fascinating thing because this is the same stuff. This is photo corners, and I did it exactly the same, this one with that, but it looks quite different. And I think I'm going to, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm going to stick these photo corners on. I like the fact that they're a bit raggedy. I could put, I've been humming and hawing about whether to put the actual corners all the way on, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I quite like the black edge, the black corner, but this is, because these are meant as photo corners, these are a bit thick to sit neatly, and so if I refold them to sit neatly, I don't like that gap. I then end up right in the corner. See that gap there? I suppose I could just put a bit of black on there, but then it's also, this is shorter than, I don't know if you can see that, this is shorter then, so there's a gap there as well, and that's just all kind of, so I don't think I'm going to use the photo corner bit themselves. I'm just using that bit. I quite like them. I think they're kind of fun. I've also got, this is from a hair slide, and I thought actually that looked quite good on there as well, and then I thought it looks all a bit by itself, so I dug out, this is from the kit, and I thought I could kind of put that on there, and then I thought it's all going to start to look a bit, wait till I get these other four corners off, it's all going to start to look a bit fussy once I do all this, and I was really concerned about it starting to look fussy. I've not actually looked at it with all the four corners on, so oh, by the way, if you don't know what this is you put this round printed word and then just put glossy accents over it, and it dries. You have to leave it for about 24 hours and then it dries, and you have that kind of all nicely framed. If you watch my channel a lot, you'll see I use wee bits, numbers done like that as well. See that now it looks a bit, but when I take that away totally, maybe it's alright, I don't know. I just don't like that by itself. The other thing I did have is, well, I have two things I have. I've got this Scrabble tile that I used Lost Shadow on, and then I put some of this, sprinkled this on while it was still wet, and then melted it again, which is why it's all there. Then I sanded it down so that it didn't have a shiny front, and I quite like that as well. But I think that with that is maybe too much. I don't think I want another metal bit on this one, and I'm not sure, like, see, I don't know, maybe that should be better down there. Kind of carries on that red. I do have this as well. Again, this is being done with the Sephapter round. It's just the normal kind of silvery coloured ones. And I could put that there. I always want to put it through the tile, actually, I'm thinking. And you can see where these are usually much more defined, but I kind of melted the plastic when I was melting the embossing powder. I wonder if I could drill through that and put that on the tile. I might, oh, see, I'm sitting there, I think I might kind of like that on the tile. And then that would give a bit of red. You'd have the red, red, red. Do I want that up there and that down there, or that up there? And this down, oh, I think I want this down here if I'm going to do that, don't I? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, I'm still humming and hawing about that a bit. We need to have a think about that. These are definitely going on, so let's just put these on. I like these corners. So I'm going to put these corners on, and then we'll have a chat about the back cover. See, that does look nice, doesn't it? It just kind of lifts it. I did think about giving it a black embossed beak as well, but I felt that it might take away from the eye, so I've just left its little shiny eye. Can you see that? Got a little bumpy shiny eye with the enamel. So the back, I'm doing, putting her on the back like she's kind of looking back into it. I've got this believe I think I'm going to put here. This is heat embossed using antique linen, and this stamp here from Tracie's Botanical Lab mini stamp set. She did drop a hint that she was having going to have a stamp set out for Christmas as well. And this one hasn't been mounted yet, so this needs to be mounted on here. So you don't need to see me mount that on there. So I'm going to mount that on there, and I'm going to put that on there. I did hum and haw about putting something else on this back, but then I said, Kirsten, it's the back cover. Don't load up the back cover, because you're terrible for just overkill. So that's that. That's that. I'm going to just put these away. Oh, let me show you something. Look at this I got. Isn't this gorgeous? So that's gonna, it needs a wee clean out, but it's beautiful. It's just, it's one of these pieces you just want to touch, and you can really see the age in it, and the way where it's been worn and used, and so you'll see that again. I don't know quite exactly what I'm going to put on it, but when I saw it, it was one of these places one of these things I couldn't leave behind. I walk around these shops, I find something like that, and I leave it where it is and walk round again. And if I'm still thinking it, I go and have a look at it again, and then I walk round again, and this time carrying it with me. And then if I get to the checkout, the desk, the till, whatever, and I've still got it in my hand, I haven't decided that something else is going to win out, or I haven't decided that I don't really need it, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, I don't know where it's going to go, I put it back. I'm very good at putting things back. That I knew quite early on that wasn't going back, because as soon as I picked it up, it just felt, it was like, oh, this belongs in my hands. I'm tidying up here. The other thing, I'm grabbing kind of 5-10 minutes here and there to maybe do a wee bit crafting, and because of that, I'm afraid the desk has got a bit messy, because it's not involved also tidying up afterwards. So I'm just trying to put these things that I've left out on purpose to show you away now, so at least they're away. I'm not added to the rest of the stuff that hasn't been put away. There we go. Oh, let's put this away. Oh well, I'll wait until I show you this. So I'll stick that down later, and you don't need, as I said, you don't need me to, and I'll decide what I'm doing with that. That's finished with those, so let's put that away. I'll decide what of those ones I'm going to use. Let's go on to this. This is a bit of linen that I've stamped these two, that leaf there and that leaf there, on here using these 3 inks: Fired Brick, Wild Honey and Rusty Hinge. So that's Fired Brick, clearly, that's Wild Honey, and that's Rusty Hinge, and I've just kind of stamped them on as a kind of falling leaves. So I'm now going to put these away as well, because they've been left out so I could tell you what I'd done. Whoop, that's something else that's printed up, and it thought I might do, but the reality is I don't think I'm going to get it done at all. So this is Paper Artsy. I have to trim off the top of the Paper Artsy so it fits in there, but this is Paper Artsy Eclectica from Darcy, and the number is EDY10. So I can put that one and that one away now. So this, in case you hadn't already gathered, is going to be my hinge, and so that will go on there, that will be stuck on there, this will then go around there, this side with, that will be stuck on there, this will be stuck on there, and then that's the spine. And because it's cloth spine, it gives you lots of flexibility in it on there. And because the idea is that it will be stood up and displayed open, I'm going to use this ribbon, because I need to have something that's going to be easy to tie but not too thick thickness wise, and I quite like this. I think this has kind of got an autumnal feel to it, and it can be laid down flat when it's going round, but it's alright if it then goes back to its natural. I like the ombre effect of it. And I'm going to do 2 ties. I'm going to do a tie up the top and a tie down there, so that when it's standing up it is tied twice. If there's just a tie in the middle, I did consider putting 3 ties in, and I still might put 3 ties in, but if there was just a tie in the middle, I think it would end up bowing, which is why I decided I'm going to put 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom, and 1 in the middle. I'm going to put 3 on. I'm going to put 3 on. Excess, maybe only 2. Well, next time you see it, you'll know how many ties I've put on it. But so this, what's going to happen is this will go under the spine as well, because I don't want to disturb that, and then that will go on there, that'll be there, and then it can be tied shut here as well, when it's shut, and it can be tied when it's open to keep it open. I think it probably stay open itself, but I can't experiment with that. I can't then put this on, because then I'd have to put it on the outside, and I don't want to do that. I'm now wondering, however, if a little bit of this. So you see, this is why everything takes me so long to do. We're off auditioning again. Just wondering about a little bit of this under here. That might be quite... Oh yes. Now do I not still want the leaf? Oh, I do like that. Do I want it up there? No, the question is, do I still want to do this? I'm not thinking of having this big long bit at the side. I'm just thinking that that's... I do like that underneath there. Right, so we'll leave that out as well while we're deciding. I do think I'm going to drill through where that 5 is, and then put that through there. And I might put a little bit behind this. Right, let's wind up my ribbon again. So is that everything to do with the book? I think it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have also seen some images I posted of some tags and journaling cards I made with the ephemera. I've still got a pile of ephemera here. I do love, where's those chrysanthemums? I do love these chrysanthemum cards, and I'm going to use these somehow as well, but I haven't fully decided that yet. But I just thought I'd run you through these bits I'd made. Then these were leftover bits from when I was cutting pages, and I thought this one might end up being more thin tags, might end up being a belly band, might end up just making a pocket out of them. I'll be like, but they're not off the same page. And I'm trying to remember why I've ended up with them. There was a reason why I ended up with them, and I can't remember what the reason was. See, that goes on there. What was I saying to you then? And my brain has got switched off. My brain switches off quite often these days. And I think it's the way it's protecting itself from all the nonsense that's going on around my life at the moment. Where had I got to? Right, I'd found that. I'll take that downstairs and put it on my other craft desk. Oh yes, I'm going to tidy. I'm going to tidy the desk. I'm going to put this away for just now. You will see it. What's going to happen is I will put all this away. I will make up a jar. I'll decide how many ties it's going to have. I'll decorate it all, and then I'll come back and give you a flip through once I've decided what's going on it. Because of course I've got to decide what's going on it as well. Oh dear. Now, do I want to edge these? That was where we were getting to, wasn't it? I could edge them in black, or I could edge them in Hickory Smoke. I don't think I want hickory smoke on the front. I think I want to do the front and the back the same. Yes. Well, it'll have to be yes now, won't it? Because it's been done. So I need to decide what I'm going to put in the front of this one. Attach these to these, decorate the inside, and then I'll be back for the flip through. A flip through for you, hopefully later on this week, if not next week. Thank you so much for watching. You take care. Bye for now. Keep crafting.